hacker. I will tell you something, some sort of information about him. And for example, that Alex is from Prague. And I thought that if he lives in Prague, he was probably born there. But he wasn't. He was born in Bulgaria, originally. And I asked Alex, what's the story about? Take it shortly. And he said that, you see, I always wanted to live in a place where there is beautiful sea next to it. And I said, oh, okay, that's why you chose Prague. And then I realized that you are faster than me. Okay, Alex, he's a software engineer. Even though he's a proud Toastmaster member, he loves challenges. He loves self-development and helping others. He's not only a member of 3 Toastmaster clubs, but he is also a president and a founder of Barclays Prague Toastmasters. And he's also area director for Area L1. Alex spent his student's life traveling in the best organization, students' organization. It's not only the best because it was really actually the best, the name is the best.
No doubt. We are the best.
He visited many countries. He was here in Wrocław 9 years ago. So I guess that he will speak a little bit in Polish during his speech.
No,
just
enough.
Vodka is enough.
No,
Not enough vodka.
vodka is enough.
And Alex is gonna tell us about teams. I'm waiting for him to just be here on stage. So we will start with a game. That's what I love the most about speeches, games. And welcome to the stage, Aleksander Vladimirov in his speech from Team Disaster to Team Master.
What energetic crowd we have here. And I'm really happy that no of you it's anti-social part, because now we're starting with a game. And with that, I want to ask Wojtek to assist me. We will group with 8 people, and the first piece of paper is the game itself, and the other is your role play. The game will be played for like 2, 3, the most 5 minutes. There is nothing wrong or nothing right, it's just a game. And then we will discuss it, and it's related to the workshop that we're going to see. You're going to see. So you are playing. So this is the task. I guess you can read it to others. Don't show it. So this is yours. You're 8 people. Grouped in, no, it's grouped in 8 people. It's 1 per person and 1 for the task.
Okay, so this is 1 team.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is yours.
8 people.
We have
You can gather around. Maybe you will go with them.
Yeah. And you can introduce. You have a Polish name there. I tried to find one female and male Polish name because I didn't know if it will be a girl or a guy who's going to play
Alex,
the game.
help me, because
Yes, sure.
I made a mistake.
Okay. There is no mistake.
There is first team, there is second
No,
team.
this is yours. This is your personality. And this is the center. Okay. Oh, we can give another one. Okay. Hopefully we won't have the same personality. You can introduce yourself with your personality. You choose because one is female and the other is male name. So if you're female, maybe you want to be female characters in this game.
I can take both.
And this one I give to them?
Sure, sure. And now give to them.
So,
But no, you have to distribute it. So,
One per person.
okay.
So guys,
Oh, I'm sorry.
So this is your task.
Yes,
You please.
It's
a woman. So you are 1 team?
We were not.
Next to you.
No, this is the task.
And 1 for me.
Oh,
We take
okay, so this is yours as well. Don't share with the others.
one for me.
Thank
you.
I guess you're 1 team here. And you're 1 team short here.
Alex,
So can I, are you in the task?
This team has it, this team doesn't.
Okay, guys. So this is the task. And this is your But the task is only one per 8 people.
Do we have any task or not?
I will read it. The task is the same for 8 people.
They have 2 tasks, this team.
We have 8 people, we still don't have our personnel.
I'll give you
Okay.
It's up to you.
So guys, I'm going to say what is the role because I guess it will be easier. So, the task.
You don't have any tasks?
No, you don't have any.
I'll read the task. The task is one.
You're gonna read it.
The task is one for everyone.
Okay.
Please listen. So the task is for actually I was first thinking for computer case study, but now I decided to make it as vacation because I guess I'm the only software engineer here.
No,
So,
no.
I studied
Because
psychology
I'm
and
more-
computer science.
let's say we're still minority. So the idea is that you're all this set of 8 personalities or 8 traits.
I'm with you.
You are all working for professional speakers. It's a company. And you manage to deliver a big successful project. And your client is willing to pay in your team for one person a free vacation to whenever you want. It could be Bahamas Islands, it could be Maldives. Just choose it. But for one person. And the task is to decide who is going to take it. You all have some kind of out of 8 people. Yes.
We have to discuss.
Yes. For 5 minutes.
How long is the vacation? Like Bahamas for 1 day and France for 5 months?
It depends. You can say 2 months, you can say 1 month.
At least guys can get
Yeah, I mean the task is who's going to get it, not like how long this is.
It's possible that one person is going.
And who is the responsible one?
Oh, no, only one person.
Yeah, just let me move the camera a little bit. Yeah, okay.
For
Who is
vacation.
the responsible one? I think lots of this going on. Who is the responsible for this?
Your group, your all employees in the company have only 8 people.
And no boss or no one.
Our team only
No boss.
I leave this.
Okay, so 7 people choose for vacation.
I take the vacation and what's your name?
My name.
I know karate.
So guys, is there any doubts about it? It was idea to group 8 people and to discuss who is going to...
Yes. Yeah. So everyone of us knows.
Yeah, I read it to everyone, so we can share it. And also seeing your traits, personality traits, what kind of personality are you, and try to incorporate it as your role character. You can just say like, my name is Wojtek, or what is written there, you can just choose. Is it clear?
I just told him that he's not
So with mother, that never.
Guys, what is your name?
It's impossible.
bad idea.
So my
You stay here and I go. My opinion is that democracy is bad and nothing wrong.
I agree with you.
your vote is the girl and doesn't matter.
Guys, we can have 1 minute first if you want.
Okay, so and now.
The guy should go to
I did. No, right here. I did. No, I didn't.
You know, but the project was not only a problem.
The customer gives you 1 minute.
Lottery is much better.
My keys. Time is up. Can you please sit? Can you please sit, everyone?
For you, everything is
Yes. You all like my idea, I go for it.
Thank you very much.
Choose one.
My question would be, who took the vacation? Let's say we have a team here, team there, and team there. Who took the vacation? No one. From the team there?
No one. You. Because no one is the worst.
Who took the vacation there? You decided. Okay. It's kind of not in the rules, but let's say you didn't agree on who to be, so you choose different approach, right? Okay. Why this game is here, and there isn't any wrong or any right answer. However, the purpose of this workshop is what makes team disasters and how we can prevent it. In this example here, you saw different personality, and I received a lot of good questions. Who is the project manager? Who is the boss? But in a lot of teams nowadays, you have like a one team, and you have to make decision. And most of the times, if the manager makes one decision, manager can make a bad one, and people can leave the company, right? Because the boss may not always be right. And that is one of the reasons why we leave sometimes in disastrous teams, and why actually we leave disastrous company. The purpose of this project is, purpose of this workshop will be to raise awareness about what makes good team good, what makes team bad, how we can spot these things, and maybe how we can manage to tackle this or understand different behavior in our team colleagues. So we will reduce our stress and we will appreciate more our colleagues in this case. So my first question will be, were you a team in this exercise or a group, and what is the difference? And I put a little bit of myself here. Right. So what are the traits of a group? I heard a lot of people say group. Why you are a group and not a team?
The team had a common goal.
Okay, common goal.
Yeah.
I agree with this.
Collaborating.
What else?
Collaborating.
Cooperating. Okay.
Rely on each other to achieve the
Okay, let's say trust as well.
It's more like a collective.
Sorry?
It's more like a collective.
Collective. So team spirit, let's say. But cooperation is actually the same, so let's put it there. Something else? Yeah?
Fixed functions.
Fixed functions. Everybody has their role. Okay.
At least fixed rules. Rules how the functions are changed or something as like.
Rules and roles.
And also like a mechanism for making decisions. Like a
Decision-making approach. Okay. Good. Then what about the group? What has the group that the team, what makes the group and not a team then?
Made of individuals.
Okay, good. Individuals?
competition.
Competition. Can you rephrase it? They're competing?
They're competing with each other.
Can I say distrusty then? Like
They have own agendas.
They don't feel like playing
Think
the
about
same,
themselves.
Okay. Let's say
Competing against
selfish. I like this one. Good. Yes.
But it can also be just disinterest towards others.
Disinterest. That's also good. Something else? Yes, we can continue. So what I wrote here is that also I was thinking about what makes team a team and what makes a group. And what I put as a point is that a group is basically any number of people who actually, I'll say it to you because I know that it's really, that's why I said for the people to come from. My handwriting, as I said, it's not the best one. So the idea is that the group, they validate for the people that they're around them, but as you said, they don't care so much about it. So we say like we can be Toastmasters, we can be a group of Toastmasters, but this doesn't mean that we're a team. Because as here you said, we have to have a common goal, we have to have a purpose, we have to trust each other, that we have to have a goal, that we trust each other, that we're going to execute it. So definitely you spot very good the difference between the team and a group. And I want to talk a little bit about how a group actually becomes a team. Because that is one of the most important, that is the fundamental before we speak about what is a disaster team, how we actually make a team, and how we distinguish a team from a group. So everything started with the Newton factory, and from there it happens the so-called famous Newton effect, where this guy, Elton Meyer, was investigating how, actually they were investigating how to increase the productivity. They actually didn't care about the team at all. But they realized that if they make some changes to a little bit like adjusting the seats or changing the lights, then the productivity increases. And they make so many other changes and they realize that the productivity increases. So therefore they concluded that it's not about how comfortable it is for the people who work there, but the attention that they give to the workers, because they were asking them what they prefer to do, how they want to be there. So therefore they decided that there's something more than just this group of individuals to perform better than other groups. And therefore they started to study this. After that, like this is in 1930, in 1970, Tuckman, who is also a famous writer, defined a theory about how a team is formed. And basically has a couple of stages. It has 4, including one final one when the project is actually over. So the stages are forming, storming, norming, performing, and joining. Everything starts with the forming. This is, imagine if you're in a new company or in a new team, you go there and you don't know what we heard already here, the rules. You don't know who is the actual leader and who is the formal leader and informal leader. Maybe for the formal leader we know the boss who is going to fire you, but on the formal leader we're not sure. And what's actually worse is in our today's work, because we have actually distributed teams, So the leader that can depend on your job performance might be even not in the same location. It could be somewhere in Europe, or it could be somewhere in London who can give you the feedback, and you don't know what are his or her expectations there. So in the norming stage, actually in the forming, sorry, in the forming stage, basically, this is what before. I will just throw it away. Okay, perfect. So in the norm. Okay, are you still with me? Awesome. So in the forming stage, basically we have this anxiety about what is happening, what are the rules, and who is the boss, and how are the team characteristics. After that, there is usually a storming phase, because everyone is a little bit different. We might have been used to do the things in one way, and then another person is doing this in a different way, or it might be one characteristic of someone that really annoys us. So there's this tension that is happening. We already get to know our colleagues, and we have kind of this a little bit, it couldn't be so bad as wanting to punch someone in the face. Nevertheless, it's something like a tension that it's... Can you see it? Sorry. It's too, I'll just explain it anyway. So in the storming phase, it's like, okay, we know the rules, maybe we don't like the project, how it's managed, maybe we don't like some of the characteristics of our colleague, maybe he doesn't take shower, I heard some people actually were complaining about some group. Anyway. So it's something that can be increase our anxiety, and we don't feel so good about it. And if the team and there is not such trust. So if the team is trustworthy and share their issues, and they try to resolve them, so this means that the team can go on the next stage. On the next stage, it's after all this energy from anxiety can transform actually to performance. And that is the performing stage. Actually, before that it's a norming stage, sorry. And in the norming stage, basically the conflicts are settled, and the team actually starts to adjust the boundaries and just new rules that they like. First, if it's a new team and they have rules from a previous one, they said, okay, we don't want to use waterfall, it's a software methodology, but we want to use agile, so they can just change rules in that case. Or they can just say, we want to have less meetings, so let's change this one. Because it might happen that you have too many meetings. And after all these things are settled, this means that the team is actually having a really good trust about it. They support each other, they give honest feedback, so they can continue in the final stage, which is performing, which means that the team can actually focus all this energy that was before lost in anxiety into productivity. They can actually choose in this stage others leaders who can follow the tasks, so not only the formal one, but also informal leaders who can help, who are knowledgeable in a specific topic, and they can lead it, and they can also share and contribute, and not be afraid of some punishment, or just the manager is going to hijack the project and will say like, we're going to do like this because I like it. And of course, as I said, there's a final part which may never happen, but usually it happens, adjourning. This is when the project is over or a team member leaves the company. So in this place, it's the team feels a little bit sad about this, so it's a little bit going down the moral. And then it recovers and goes again, or to forming if we have a new team member, or it can go again to performing. And those stages, they are not final. This means that if a team has been in performing stage, it may return to a previous phase. So it's not something that it's guaranteed. If you have a team that it's in performing stage, it will always be like this. It may change based on company restriction, basically if the team change the manager and so on. So that is one of the theory that is behind the teams, and that is something that you have to be aware. Evaluator, plant, like a planting, planting a grass or a tree. Specialist as well. And for people who prefer to take resources, or they're more like open to the other team members, they like more to socialize. We have the resource investigator, and we have also the team worker. And this is like a team roles, it's not some kind of positions. So let me go a little bit deeper what actually I mean about it, because I know that now it's like abstraction, but remember that we have a leading, people who prefer to lead, doing, people who prefer just to focus on something, thinking, people who like to give ideas or like to analyze this idea and try to work it in a different directions. We have also socializing, those are people who like to talk to other people, who like to get resources from another place. And I'm going to tell you more because it's quite interesting. So let's go first for the leading part. We have coordinator and we have shaper. So the first one is the shaper. The shaper, it's what is written, it's like the shape. So the shaper, if you are shaper, this means that you prefer to have a clear understanding why people are on some meeting. So if you are shaper, or if you like this kind of role in the team, then you most probably don't like people who just talk all the time, pointless things. When you go there, you just say, what is the purpose of this meeting? Or you're not interested about some other people who just speak some ideas. You just say, okay, it's like, it is an idea, but I want to know what are the benefits, what are the pluses and what are the minuses. They can be very good team drive force, because they're self-driven. They don't expect someone else to tell them what to do. And they are pushy. This means, okay, what is the next step? Let's do it. Till when are we going to finish this project? What is going to happen next? Okay, give me the plan. Perfect, do it. And they always push to know what is happening and push the team members to complete their goals. They're very good if the team doesn't have, it's inertial team, the team doesn't want to continue. If you have a shaper, this would definitely help you to complete your projects on time. Of course, there's downsides. So we don't say there's a bad team role or good team role. We're saying that for every team, there is a good side and there's a bad side. So for the shaper, they're not very patient. So if you have a team members who are a little bit sensitive, then the shapers can easily, let's say, maybe insult them, even not intentionally. They can just say, I don't care about this, let's continue. So the team members might not feel appreciated if they have a person who is in this role. So this is kind of a way that attention can happen in anxiety if you have such a person. And they can be prone to provocation. So if somebody says, I don't agree with this, they can be a little bit, they're more like, how to say, more like emotional, let's say. So if somebody doesn't agree with them, they can be a little bit like a fire personality and they can start defending their ideas. So this can be kind of the bad side. It's good that they drive the project. It's bad that they kind of may increase conflicts. On the other hand, we have the coordinator. A coordinator, if you're a coordinator, you will be calm, self-controlled person. You know your team members well, and you try to always delegate the work. So you just go to someone and ask, is it okay everything? You need something? Okay, talk to John. Or do you need something else? Okay, talk to someone else, for instance. Talk to Wojtek, who is sitting there hidden.
You need help? Go get it.
Yeah, exactly. If you need help, go get it. So this is not a person that you're going to ask for like a suggestion how to continue. He will most probably just redirect you to somewhere else to look for the solution. Not sure if you have had such kind of experience before. And of course, they can be controlled, so this means that the downside is they might be seen manipulative, because you go to someone for help and they just say, okay, go to somewhere else, or you should do this, go to somewhere else. So they don't give you kind of solution to the problems. They are just like, if you're IT specialist, they're like a router, they just redirect to somewhere else. Therefore, this means that if you're a coordinator, you might not be a good specialist in something. You might not understand so much the work. So it can be foreseen as a negative part that they're not expert in their field. So they're like a person who just redistribute the task but nothing else. So those are the, let's say, more like the negative, the downsides. Let's go for the doing part. In the doing, we have the implementer, and we have the completer or the finisher. Implementer is a self-driven person. If you're an implementer, this means that if somebody gives you work that nobody else wants to do, you say, okay, I'm going to do it. Those are people who do these things repetitively, and they enjoy it. They know that they're going to do. If you're like accountant and you do like financial reports, this is a repetitive thing because it's annually, it's monthly, and you like the numbers, you enjoy. This is something. Well, some people do. Some people enjoy programming. I mean, it's crazy, right?
It's really crazy. Yeah.
I don't understand. No, actually, I'm one of them, so this is like you establish a process, you organize, you do the work. The downside is that those people don't like changes. They're not so flexible. They're always going to, if somebody proposes a new idea, they say, but why? We did this 1 year, 2nd year, 3rd year. We're happy with this. We don't want to optimize. I'm happy with doing this process, even if the process is outdated. So this is like the downside. They're a little bit resistant to new ideas and to changes. And also, on the other hand, we have the completer or the finisher, who is actually very good in completing like really detailed jobs. If you like this, if you like go into the details, like to the essence of the work, and you want to finish it, you might have a trait, or you might be tendency to be more like a complete finisher. How do you know that complete finishers are there? Well, ask them to delegate the task to someone else, and you hear from them, no, I can do it better, I don't want someone else to do it. So this is the downside, that if you have a lot of completers or finishers, this means that they will strive only to do it by themselves, and in the team there won't be any cooperation, so it will be more like a group rather than a team. And if you have a manager like this, then it can be kind of less delegation. And we have also the idea part of the team. We have two roles. One is the plant, and the other is the monitor or evaluator. The plant, if you imagine a plant, it grows and it grows fruits. So the plant is a person who is a little bit in the sky, always think about ideas, imagination. It's very intellectual, could be more introvert, because for this person, it's important about what is the new idea, the new concept, what is the new product. Could be someone from marketing or somebody who is designer. So they just go, maybe a little bit like Steve Jobs, they just go and create some crazy idea and they say to others, okay, do it. That is the idea. The problem with the downside, which you have to be careful, is that if you have like a couple of people who are in this role, they may start arguing because they might start charging their own ideas rather than working together and cooperating. They might just say, okay, my idea is better because of this, and the other is going to defend their idea. Also, at some point they go with this brainstorming and they lose the track of practicality. So they might start and say, okay, let's build a car and let's put this and this and this. And then at the end they just decide, let's add ability to fly. So this might be kind of a downside. That's why we have the monitor or evaluator. This is a person who actually is very judgmental. When somebody proposes an idea like the plant, they say that's a crap. It will never work. So we may think that they're a little bit stubborn, and that's true, but they're the people who always challenge our ideas and always give 100 reasons why the idea is going to fail. So without a person like this, a company might just start building something that is very cool, but nobody's going to use it. So they're like the critical thinkers in the team, and they always give the compass to the reality, other than to imaginational ideas. And of course, because they're really stubborn, they have inspiration, imagination, they might not be able to lead other people. They might not be able to motivate others. For instance, let's do this, and you just say, okay, we'll do it. And the final part is the people, the roles who actually like to communicate with others. Those are roles who like other people to communicate more. The first one is the team workers. Of course, we all are team workers in sort of way. However, if you are a really true team worker, you really enjoy chatting with others. You don't like conflicts. You prefer to help others to settle down the conflicts rather than they to be escalated. You prefer to start always with discussion and everyone in your team to have consensus rather than make decisions by yourself. And this is of course one of the downsides, because if they have to make decisions, they need more time than compared to shaper to make a decision. So if you have a boss who you ask him for something and he takes a lot of time, he might be actually a team worker. So we have to try to communicate with him differently. And they are not good with handling stress, basically. So this is one of the downsides as well. And the resource investigators, those are usually people who are in sales. Those are people who have a good connections with a lot of people, not only with the team, but outside of the team. Those are people who you ask them, I want to sell my laptop, and they say, I know a guy who knows some guy who looks just the laptop as yours, and they're going to help you. Team-wise, they're the people who can sell your product. They're the people who can find another person who you need in the team. They're the people who will be your best friend to attract talents.
So they are the best.
The most needed.
If you like, maybe you like this role a lot, I guess. So for you to be the best, I agree. Maybe not for everyone, but for you, definitely. I think that if you like it, then perfect.
And keep it.
Keep it.
Keep your
So
decision.
don't read downsizes though.
Just like this. The downside is that they can lose their motivation and their attention quite easily. So they do something, they say, okay, I already done it, just don't care about it, let's do the next thing. So it's like the sales, I make one sale, let's the other teams deal with that, I'm going to sell another team. Where